Hi everyone, this is Dali, your diversity anti-bullying coach, and happy Friday. Okay, I don't have a guest today, and but I do have some really good information that I feel like it's really valuable to build up children. And I chose to do this today to talk about these resources because there's been so much going on this week with parents seeking out resources either while their children are being bullied or after. So and they're not always about like people whose kids are being bullied. It's just people happen to know that I know about a lot of organizations that provide a lot of valuable services for children. So I always like to spread the word. So here is the first, well, actually, before I get into that, I want to talk about something that happened in Moreno Valley this week. That's really heartbreaking. So there was a child in middle school, one of the middle schools, who was bullied, and it's been said that nobody really helped him, that it wasn't taken seriously. And a few days ago, this child was attacked by the bully, and another person joined in, and the victim is now in critical condition. And it is unknown, like if he's going to come out of it, if he's got brain damage or whatever, but it was pretty violent. And kids, they took video of it, so the video is circulating out there. I have not watched it because honestly I have no enjoyment in watching humans wreak havoc on other humans. It's very disgusting, and it makes me really sick and super sad because I already know how bad bullying can be, not just because I experienced it as a child, I experienced it as an adult. I have seen it happen to other kids, but what happened is just extremely bad. The fact that a child ended up in the hospital because he was hurt that bad it says a lot. And my heart goes out to the parents of that child who's fighting for his life pretty much, because you send your kids out to school and you've already got stuff to worry about, like getting them to school very safely, picking them up, hoping that they don't fall into drugs or skip out school or anything like that. You worry about school shootings nowadays. It's a very common thing. And then to worry also about bullying, but not just bullying, but straight up physical assault, to the point to where your child is hanging on for dear life, is just horrible. So I don't know, I just want to say to those people who don't believe that bullying is a real issue, and people say, oh, just shrug it off, just keep walking, that's just what happens, that's just kids being kids. It is not. And we cannot become this society that becomes accepting of such behavior. Because if you're accepting that right now, that they are children, can you imagine what those small humans are going to turn out like when they become adults? I was reading an article of the Psychology Association magazine, and I was reading other articles on the same topic. The topic was the rate of imprisonment of children who are victims of bullying. And unfortunately, the rate of children who are bullied who go to jail is higher than the rate of kids who end up in jail who are not bullied. And I can understand why, because I've read article after article by these scholars, these people who do research on human behavior, and they always find the same thing, which is kids don't know how to handle pain, especially when they're not being helped to, manage it. Just like there's a high rate of kids who have been sexually assaulted, who assault other kids. Sometimes they do it because they're angry and they want to hurt others because they feel like it was not fair, it was not done to them. Sometimes it is a matter of trying to normalize what happened to them in order for them to not feel like, just bad about what happened to them. It's eating them up inside. And the same thing goes with bullying. If children are being bullied at home or by somebody near them, or like a neighbor or something like that, and they don't report it, or it is just handled as one of those things you should just let go of and just deal with it, or ignore it or whatever, that child's going to go ahead and hurt another child because of the frustration that they're going to feel, and the anger and all of the other emotions that come when you are victimized. So the cycle just continues, and something needs to be done. We need to help our children in our communities understand that it is not normal to hurt others, and it is not normal for others to hurt you. So that's just been weighing in a lot, thinking about this young man. He was, I believe, in middle school. And what the parents must be going through. And the other thing too, from the bullies side, I can only imagine, even if those parents were the type of parents that were negligent, that did not really respond to the school's complaints about the child's behavior, or even if they were that parent that were very involved and was doing whatever they could to talk to their child about bullying others, that's painful too, because now these two parents have two adolescents in jail facing pretty bad charges, because the evidence is clear. The kid is in the hospital. Nobody knows if he will have permanent brain damage and how extensive it will be. Nobody knows if he's gonna pass, and there's video footage that clearly shows the attack. So there's no denying that this child did this to another human being, that these two kids did this to another human being. And it's gotta be heartbreaking if they were that parent that really prayed every night for their kid to stay out of trouble and whatnot. It's gotta be, it's just a horrible situation for any child, and any family, because we just do not expect the worst to come out of children. We expect them to go into the cookie jar when they've been told not to. We're expecting them to maybe even, ditch school once in a while to go and mess around and go to the mall or whatever, things like that, but never, to be charged with such a horrible act upon another human being. So, okay, so enough about that, because that's got me really, really sad. But what I wanted to share is about the resources. I have been networking with a lot of people, and I was very happy to find out that we have a local author who has written a series of 5 books about bullying. And I actually have 3 of those books here, and I wanted to share them with you. So the author's name is Harry E. Pacheco, and you can actually go to his website and check out his books. But he wrote about Gladys's glasses, and he hosts workshops, and he speaks, at different schools and stuff. The other one is Willie's wheelchair, and I love this because, it talks about physical differences and physical disabilities. And they are pretty short. The text it's not for, like your super advanced readers, but it is good for if you have an older child to read to the younger child, because they both get the message, even though it's you know, it's just the elementary level reading. And then the other one is Stanley No Stripes. And I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like, you know, any books that we don't know that are not on the, you know, big Amazon lists, or if they're not at the Barnes and Nobles and, you know, they're not on the front shelf, I try to create awareness so that you can support, you know, the independent authors, and you can get that value of knowledge for your kids. Bullying is something that a lot of kids don't really understand. They confuse it, you know, with teasing, or sometimes they don't understand that what is happening is called bullying or cyberbullying. So one of the examples that I gave earlier today, if you were watching on Instagram, was a mom that called me. She said that her child he was caught up in a dilemma. He said, my friend, and he calls him his friend because they've known each other since first grade. My friend asked me for a picture and I said yes. So he took the picture and he scribbled stuff on it, and it was not very nice, and passed it around, showed it to kids, and then the kids started making fun of him, harassing him, you know, bullying him, humiliating him. Just, it was not a good feeling. And the kid was like, oh, chill out, you know, it was just kidding. But to him, because it was done to him, it just does not feel good. And the child was left confused because, you know, in his eyes, this is somebody that he has known for many years. He considered him a friend, maybe not a close friend, but a friend. And he did not expect that. And the mom said something that hit me. As she said, but he consented to the picture. And I thought, well, he consented to the picture, but he did not consent to his picture being used with ill intention to hurt himself, you know, to hurt anyone, including himself. So, you know, I gave her some tips. You can probably go onto my Instagram, you'll find it there in the feed. But pretty much, you always have to start with reporting it, because it doesn't matter if it was a friend. Friends actually end up bullying other friends too, and then that makes them ex-friends sometimes, depending if you know, the outcome is that they just cannot, I guess, let bygones be bygones. But but the point is that when something happens, you have to report it. And it's a great thing that this little boy came and told his mom, but then now it's the, you know, the mom's responsibility to go ahead and use the bullying incident report, whether it's the one that I have on Dalitalks.com, you can download it for free, or her own, or the one that the school provides. So you report it, and then you follow up, and make sure that you follow up within 24 to 48 hours, just to know what's going on. It's not to expect them to have a solution within 24 and 48 hours. It's to just have an understanding of what is going on and what is being done to create a solution. So that was something I just wanted to put out there, because I actually got 2 pretty heavy calls this week about incidents, and it just makes me sad every time that another kid is victimized. I mean, I am in this field, so I should not, you know, be shocked. But and I'm glad that I'm able to be a resource, but it's just not fun to hear the details of how they were made to feel. Fortunately for this mom, she did use my bullying incident report, and she did the steps that I told her to do, and she did take a workshop a while back, so she knew all the details, you know, all of the steps, because there are 6 steps that I recommend for parents to do if their kid is being bullied at the current time. So anyway, and actually about that, I will be doing a workshop on October 1st, because October 1st is the kickoff for bullying awareness month. So if you go to my website, you should be able to register for the workshop, and it's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it is free. So we're gonna go over the bullying report, like how to file an effective one that will get you results. Okay, moving on to the resources. I know that you've probably been wondering what these resources are. So here they are. My friend Keisha Montfleury, she is a girls' confidence coach. And I know you might be saying, okay, well, I have a boy, or I have a boy and a girl. I get it. But you can apply a lot of this stuff that she teaches to boys as well. It just so happens that she works mainly with girls. So she hosts these workshops. She has one going on tomorrow, actually, in Menifee, I believe. And she helps mothers and daughters bond over some exercises that they do to build confidence. It's really, really nice. It makes it feel like a red carpet, or I should say pink carpet, because she has everything all pretty and the theme is like pink and whites and stuff. It's just really beautiful, and it's fun and touching and very, very, just very interactive, and it really connects, you know, at the human level, the emotional level. It's beautiful. You should definitely try it out if you are in the Menifee or Murrieta area. Let me see. I'm going to post a link to that, but her handle, and you can find her on Instagram or here on Facebook, is abundantly, let me see, abundantly authentic. And her workshops are not very expensive. They're actually about, I think, $35. She also does one-on-one coaching. So if you really think that you can benefit from learning how to teach confidence to your girl, definitely reach out to her. The other one is about consent. So this parent who called me about her little boy getting, you know, pretty much cyberbullied because the other boy took a picture of him and passed it around and made fun of him. That is no longer just bullying, it's cyberbullying, because a device was used to distribute the negative content about this boy until, you know, to humiliate him. So let me see. When she said, you know, but he consented, I felt like the first thing that popped into my head was, ooh, Rosalia Rivera. No connections. I know, same last name, but no connection. She just happens to be an expert on how to teach kids about consenting, not just to sex, like, because kids, you know, young kids, like the adolescents and teenagers that do have sex at that age, but she is teaching kids to consent to other things. Like, for example, in some of our cultures, we are very adamant about the etiquettes, the social etiquettes in our culture. For example, in Nicaragua and a lot of Latin America, you are expected to hug and kiss every adult when you come into the house and when you leave. And that is, while it's a nice etiquette to have, sometimes things like that, like not feeling like you have the right to say, no, I don't want to kiss Aunt whoever because she's always like, I don't know, those big lips and that lipstick, or my uncle hugs me way too tight, or, you know, whatever. Not having the right to say, no, I don't want that done to my body, teaches kids that they don't have autonomy, and also it can lead to other things like sexual abuse, or just kids won't understand that they actually have a right to say no to something, even after say they're adults and they're in an intimate relationship, and first they say yes to being intimate, and then all of a sudden something happens and they were like, wait, no, I don't want to. And, you know, like, they have to learn to have the courage to do that, so that things don't go wrong and you end up getting sexually assaulted, you know. So if you really want to educate yourself about how to talk to your children about consenting to their bodies, even like going to the doctor. You know, at the age of 13, the law states that your children don't have to have their parent inside the doctor's room. So the children have to learn to consent or not consent to the doctor touching their body, like for, you know, like breast exams or checking out a certain body part because of a medical concern or whatever. So when you think about consent, don't think about just like having sex. It's more than that. It's about allowing people to, you know, like hug you, or allowing people to make you do something. Even, I think she uses an example of having tea. You know, like you have the right to say yes or no to whatever you want to put in your body or whatever you want on your body. So about consent is another one. Let me see my list. And I put, okay, about consent. And it's with Rosalia Rivera. And she's going to be having a membership opportunity. So you become a member of her community, and then she provides free resources as long as you're a member. So you don't have to pay for everything like a la carte. It's all covered under the membership fee, which she will be launching soon. So keep an eye on that and follow her here on Facebook and on Instagram. Let me see. The other one, this is a little different, but I'm really excited to talk about this one because I checked them out, and they're called Society of Extraordinary Women. And the website is, let me see, SOEW.org. And okay, let me see, and there we go. So that lady that you see on the comments, I just posted the website. So she's the founder, and she helps children, young girls, with confidence building, leadership skills. There's a lot of stuff on there. So if you are in the area in Riverside, California, you can definitely use their services. And they have a 12-week program that they can enroll in. Check it out. And it helps also with STEAM, you know, in academics, different type of leadership skills. Because they're very big on girls going into the sciences and all that. Okay, so yeah, that's Society of Extraordinary Women. Let's see, the other one that I wanted to share is TeenWise. And TeenWise is a company that I strive to be a lot like. Why? Because, man, Sherry, Sherry, that's her name. I hope that I'm getting that right. But she has so many resources. It is incredible, and so many workshops. And and I hope that Dalitalks becomes that big one day, where I can give a lot of classes to boys and girls and help as many people out as possible. So sorry, my voice is, I think I'm getting sick. So anyway, it's not coming up, but TeenWise is not just about confidence, and it's not just about bullying and, you know, education or anything. It has an array of stuff. So I'm trying to get the right link for you, because for some reason it's not working right now. I think it's because I'm missing something. Let me see. Give me just a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, it's got a little purple heart on the eye on the logo. It's crazy because I was just chatting with her. I'm supposed to be on her show, and I had to reschedule, unfortunately, because I wasn't set up. I had a monkey wrench thrown at me. But anyway, TeenWise Seattle, and Yep, it is teenwiseseattle.com. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Or maybe it's just my internet because it acts funky. Sometimes a page will load without a problem and then it'll say no connection, but then I'm online on another page. Weird. Okay, let's see if this works. teenwiseseattle.com. It should pop up and it's not. I don't know what's going on. Weird, but I can pull it up on my phone. It's so weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna put it in there anyway, and hopefully it'll. Oh, look at that! It came up in the comments. There's a logo, so you can check them out. Let me see. Anybody else that I can think of? Oh, of course, I cannot forget A Loving Way to Parent, and that is with Tracy Williams, and I just went to her teen panel event. My daughter Nadia was part of it, and it was really, really fun because she had a panel of kids up on stage. Each of them spoke about a different topic just to bring awareness, you know, like to inform parents about what's going on. And let me tell you, it was a huge eye-opener for me when it comes to drugs, tobacco use mainly. I learned about pods. I'd never heard about what the heck those were. I heard about the e-cigarettes and the high rate of use of these things. It's crazy because I knew it was a thing, but I didn't realize how big it is. One parent asked the kids, so, you know, she said, would you say that the concern should be more on kids having sex at this age or doing drugs? And they all agreed that doing drugs was a lot more concerning and should be prioritized over the having sex part, because it's such a huge thing, because the tobacco industry has decided to use flavored e-cigarettes and then to create products that are super what is the word called? It's very pure, or a lot of oh my gosh, what is the word? Concentrated. There we go. Concentrated nicotine in these pods, and it's incredible. One kid said one pod is the equivalent of 20 cigarette boxes, which is insane. So there you go. So yeah, have those conversations with your kids and go to A Loving Way. Let me see, A Loving Way to Parent, and check out Tracy. And she's also a parenting coach. She actually does sessions with the kids alone, and then she does them with the kids and the parents. So it really depends on what you want to do or what's more appropriate to you. But from people who I know who have hired her, they say amazing things about her, and she's very, very sweet. She's just a wonderful person to know. And I believe she does phone sessions too. I'm not sure. And I know a lot of these are here in the Inland Empire area or in the Southern California area. So I know that not all of you watching are going to be able to take advantage of these services, but they're there. And Tracy works with boys and girls. She really, really strives to put up these wonderful events for them and the parents. Very involved in the community. So yeah, that's what I have. Let me see, anything else? I think that's it. Yeah, so just check out on my website. When you go on there, you should see a pop-up box come up, and it is going to invite you to sign up for the free virtual workshop that will be going on October 1st. And let's see, it's going to be about 30 minutes long with 15 minutes afterwards with Q&A. And I'm going to give away some free tips and cheat sheets and stuff that you can have on hand in case you need them for your child or for another child, or if you're a teacher. But it's really good information. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And yeah, subscribe. And if you can't join, then subscribe anyway, because what I'll be doing is sending you the recording afterwards, because I know not everybody has time at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. A lot of people are getting out of work at that time. So I understand that it's not going to be possible to watch, but I still want you to have that valuable information. So sign up anyway, and I'll send you the recording. Anything else? That's about it. Just join me on Monday on Instagram at 11:30. I'll be on there with Keisha Monfleury, who I mentioned earlier. She is the girls' confidence coach. Her handle is Abundantly Authentic. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that I know I sound a little weird, like I don't have my thoughts together today, but I'm kind of feeling under the weather, and it's really been annoying because I have literally lost my train of thought, like just in the middle of my conversations a lot this week, and it's really embarrassing. So I promise next week I'm gonna be a lot more chirpier, and actually next week I'm gonna have Rosalia Rivera on the show on Instagram at 5 p.m. and also on Facebook. And I'm really excited to have her on because she just has such a wealth of knowledge. So we're switching the Dalitalks show starting next week to Thursdays. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. I'm thinking I might change it to 5, but I'm not so sure yet. If you have any thoughts on the time, let me know, because I really want to make sure that I give people the opportunity to watch. And, you know, as always, if you don't catch it live, it will be on my feed here. And then what I do is I copy the videos onto my website on Dalitalks.com so that you can watch the previous interviews or the previous shows that I've had, instead of having to look through my feed, which can be annoying because, you know, I do post a few things, not too much, but it's still, it'll be a lot easier for you to look at previous conversations. Also on Sunday, Rosalia has written a blog post, so on Sunday it's going to be published, so be on the lookout for it. And be safe this weekend. Make sure you have fun, make sure you stay safe, and make sure that you spend your time with those people who bring something positive to your life, and those people who are deserving of being around you, because you truly need to value yourself that way and look at yourself that way, that you are worth something, and certain people deserve being around you and certain people don't. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. Bye-bye.